Greetings, I'm Demonac, and it's arena time. And this time, since there's no mage, we're gonna have to play Mage. That's right. So, whoops, camera covered like a genius. So, first time in ages, I finally get to Mage, so I can actually play Mage in this expansion. Probably also the first time in ages I had a good run last time, so it's probably just giving this to me to, like, crush my spirit. Have a terrible, terrible Mage deck and then a terrible run to boot. But we're going to try our best. This guy, it's not like I'm going to have synergies with him. He's like slow to get out the thing. But he does give you a lot of stats. That's tough. Arcane Blast is not my favorite spell. But it still just does damage to minions. You can't use it to burn out a player. It's kind of annoying, but... And they're probably not going to have spell damage, but still blast a minion. And if you do have spell damage, it's more. But we're going to take the Twilight Summoner. Crowd favorite, nobody's favorite. As much as this guy's not terrible in the arena, he's really not what I want in a big minion. I'd much rather have something that costs 7 or 8 and has stats almost as good as his. Or if I'm going to pay that much, I want something with an ability. Kraken is awesome. Not everything can be a Kraken, but he is much less than a Kraken. Let's take the Cabal Lackey. I haven't had a chance to play with him. If we could get a couple of these guys and some secrets, they're very cool. He is also not a Murloc. Okay, never mind. This guy is also, like, he's tough, but for that cost 8-10, or 6-10 for 8, you can get a 6-7 for 6, which is a lot less mana. Like, 2 mana for 3 hit points, not great. We're going to take the Arcane Intellect. Squirming Tentacle would probably help, but Mirror Entity is pretty strong. I think that. I have one guy that cares about secrets. We'll see if I can get more. Let's take the Daring Reporter, because Daring Reporters, even though the Panda is pretty awesome. Interesting. So, this guy is a 3-4 for 3, which is great. You choose a friendly minion that you have in play and shuffle a copy into your deck. That's a pretty weak-ass ability most of the time. Late game, it can make a big difference, but that's if your game is going super long. The Shambler, you have to control a minion that has good stats in order to make him worthwhile. I don't think that's going to work out. Doomsayer is also, like, it's so easy. If your opponent has any minions at all, it's very easy for them to do a whole bunch of damage to him without losing anything before he, like, gets his thing. So he ends up being, like, a 7-2 for 5, you know? Not as great as he initially seems. We're going to take the Soulcaster because I like the stats. Man, you never know. You make me choose between the Chemist and the Flamecaller. I get hosed by these guys all the time when I'm playing against a mage. He's very good at, like, finishing things, but I think I have to take the Chemist because the card advantage is the potions are just too powerful. Even though they're random, and there are a couple of bad ones, but most of them are very, very good. Just 4 hit points. You know what? I think I'm going to take the Midnight Drake, because then I have a dragon if I get stuff that cares about dragons. I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of small minions for the Knife Juggler. Midnight Drake. Doppelgangster, I'm not going to have hand buffing. Sunwalker, no. Let's take the Cabal Courier, just more cards, more power. Crystal Runner. There's 2 less for each secret you've played. If you've played 1 secret, you're getting a 5-5 for 4, which is good, but that's, like, quite a requirement. If you can play more than 1 secret, then she's coming out super cheap or free. On the other hand, this guy is already just a 4-5 taunt for 5, and he can get less. And this takes a lot less work, and he's got taunt. I think I'm going to go with the second-rate cruiser. This would give me more cards. I like the things that are giving me cards. But this is a dragon, and I have nothing big. I would have 2 dragons then, which means if I get more dragon-related stuff, I could make that work. It seems bad to pass up a Tomb Spider, but I've already got... I'm going to have so many, like... This needs build-up. This is not that efficient. This is, like, probably a 5-4 or a 4-4 for 4. It's not fantastic. He's weak. No, I'm going to have so many 4-cost minions that are like, whose effectiveness is time delayed, if at all. I think I'm gonna take the Crusher. Probably a mistake, but Mountain Giant is cool. I'm still not a big fan of having to keep cards in my hand for that. Greater Arcane Missiles does a lot of damage, so we're gonna take that. These guys, he sucks. He doesn't suck so much, but I have like no damage spells so far except for the missiles. He's pretty awesome with the missiles, but we're gonna take Cabal Lackey. Actually, he only 3 missiles, random 3 damages. Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, this isn't. I think that it does probably increase each missile for this. It's not like just one of them does +1. Arcane Missiles, like the regular one, is like deal 3 damage evenly split, so that it goes up to deal 4 damage. But I think this would be 3 missiles at 3 + 1, 4 damage. Okay, anyhow, this is quite an interesting row. Not taking him, although 3 cost probably be better for my deck, but I've got so many 4s. But Heckler versus the Yeti. The Yeti is tougher, but I gotta take the Heckler. Like, Taunt is good. Like, he's just efficient. Wow, it really wants me to have Arcane Blast. You know what? This guy dies in a few turns. I mean, he would come out for 3, which is not bad. It might actually be helpful for my deck. Like, he can usually kill one thing, damage, or kill another, but I think I'm going to take the Arcane Blast, because I have, like, no spells. Do I really want to load up with these guys? They're not the greatest, but I guess that's what I'm doing. You're terrible now. You're not great. You're an expensive added card to my hand guy, but I think I'm going to take you, even though, like, adding cards to my hand is great. It's hard to have too much of this. Holy rares and junk. Take another missiles, which is just guaranteed blow stuff up, but it's guaranteed randomly, maybe not blow stuff up. Or this, which could be all kinds of things. I'm going to take the missiles. You know, I probably need the Toad for castability, but we're taking Firelands Portal because it's super powerful. I don't have that many spells for this guy. This guy's meh. Potion of Polymorph will give me another secret for my Cabal Lackeys. They're not Murlocs. I don't know. For some reason, I thought they were, because I think some other lackeys are Murlocs, probably. Zubot is not going to benefit much of me at all. Like, I have dragons. I have a couple of them. But, yeah, I'm not going to get a lot of help out of that stuff. More cards is good, but I've got so many, like, 4-cost-ish minions that give me cards. We're going to take another lackey. It's loading up too much on him, because I'm not going to have enough secrets, or I'm not going to have secret combos to make it worthwhile. This Rose, yeah. He'd be another time-delayed way to get a card, although at least he can kill something bigger. Kind of sad that I gotta look at the guys that way. Psychotron can hold stuff off, but I have to have kill. Right now my kill is basically Greater Arcane Missiles, which is not a great kill, because if they have minions, it'll hit them. Usually. I'm starting to get concerned about my deck. He's more expensive. I think I'm going to take this and try and save room for more really expensive things. Okay, well, you're not as good as him. I'm not taking the Freezing Potion. I guess Twisted Worgen, I need 2s anyway. +2/+2 if an enemy is frozen, you're just a 5/5 for 5, and even with your thing, it's like, okay, you're a 7/7 for 5. We. Do I take the Horse Rider, or is my deck so slow that I'd be better off taking the Ooze, which also can blow up a weapon, which is fantastic when it happens. Horse Rider. He's really good, but I'm thinking I've got all kinds of 3s and 4s. I have so little, like I have lackeys, but I don't have the 2s in my deck. I think I might need the Ooze more. Crystal Runner, I've got 2 secrets now. She's less bad than she was before. I have very few damaging spells. Oh, the Greater Arcane Missiles. This could actually be a kill combo almost. You know what? She could come out cheaper. I only have 2 secrets, though, even though I can potentially play them for free with my lackeys. They're also not ones that you want to play first turn, so my secret combo is really not going to be good. Now that I think about it. 5/5 for 6 or 4 or 2. She's still not huge. You know what? I think maybe I need to try and take the Ancient Mage, see if I can do something crazy with Arcane Missiles. It's like a Hail Mary combo. Terrible. Doesn't really work well with my deck. Mr. Morgan. We're very near the end. This is not actually the last card. Well, Blover Baron played Battle Cries. I'm sure I got a bunch of Battle Cries, but he's still, like, weird. I wish he worked the way I thought he did. Yeah. I wish he sat in your hand and like gave the battle cry minions +1/+1 because it'd be a very interesting card, although probably too good because he just sits in your hand forever and there's no drawback. But I don't know. It feels like they could try and do something like that and make it more interesting. But he just gets bigger as you play them. It's not great. Kodo Rider, I think I have to just take because Kodo Rider is more likely to just win me the game late game than any of these other things. I have hardly anything that would trigger the fight promoter, so. I wasn't really thinking about that row too much. I was thinking about thinking. Counterspell, though. You know, the Counterspell could help me out. The Corrupted Healbot could help me fight, but I'm not going to have that. If I have this, I'll have 3 secrets. Without it, I only have 2, which makes this seem pretty sad. So let's take the Counterspell. And we get... I had so many Crystal Runners, but with 3 secrets, it's not that great. Friendly minion die. Doppelgangster, I don't have a way to buff him. I think the Bouncer is actually the one that makes the most sense. He's going to just be pretty good stats for the cost. He doesn't require a combo like she does. He can come out earlier. Oh, I have a million 4s. You know, maybe I'm better off trying to get... She'd just be like a 5/5 for 4, probably, but maybe... No, let's just take the Bouncer. Fine. This deck is not great. I got 0 Flame Strikes. I don't have that much that is big. In hindsight, I maybe should have taken the 10/10. I don't remember what it was up against. I have the Missiles and the Firelance Portal. That's some pretty strong stuff, but they're not Flame Strikes. I have a whole bunch of sort of mid-range cards that give me more cards, but... I didn't want to go too overboard on them, because I could have had a couple more of those. But if you go too overboard on that stuff, then all you're doing is drawing and creating cards, and the cards you're playing are not doing anything unless you draw or create really good ones. But I don't think this worked out very favorably. I don't have good ways to kill stuff early game. I get a bunch of 2/1s for 1, which are not fantastic. My kill is dubious. Oh, an enemy mage, making my 2/1s for 1 really bad. If I get a secret. Of course, you don't really want a mirror entity first turn anyway. I'm going to keep the starting hand Arcane Blast, because I can maybe do something with it. Oh boy. This is not going to be great. Job's done. Yeah. Maybe Ungoro Crater will be a better set for me. This is not going to go well. Play you and get no secret and just get you killed. I think we're going to shoot that for 1. I reserve the right to blow it up later if I need to. But also, if she happened to put out a couple minions, I could get him out for cheap. If she starts casting spells, it's going to be... Oh, damn it. It's going to get ugly. Okay, well, it could have been worse, but it's still not good. On the other hand, I can play him. Yay. He's going to get his butt kicked. I wish I had 1 more mana, but that's asking a lot, because my opponent put out 3 minions for me. What am I supposed to do? But, yeah, she can just trade her guys to take him down. Now she can trade fewer guys to take him down. And she got to draw cards out of it, so she's not really losing for what she played. That's not the damaged one. Now I can start to play things, or I can get my ass kicked by that worm. If I do 1 damage to it and then shoot it, then I'm going to have, like, nothing going on. So, Midnight Drake? No, it's too easy to kill. I think we're going to play the Polluted Hoarder. You can kill that and draw me a card, and if she just blows it up with something else, next turn I should be able to shoot that guy, blow him up with Arcane Blast, and play this, which is still not exciting, but... Enemy Secret. Enjoy. Well, yeah, no, we're going to try and blow him. Now I can play this and get a counter spell for 1 mana, which is pretty good. I guess we'll see what happens when I kill that. Okay. We're going to play him first in case that's a mirror entity. No, don't get to waste your mirror entity. Oh wait, I was supposed to play him before that. Now he's going to be smaller because I'm a dumbass. Awesome going me. He should have been a 6/4. Playing him first was still worthwhile. But then my gut instinct is like, must play the secret, was stupid because he could have been bigger. I guess it wasn't going to matter, he was going to blow up anyway. You didn't leave enough mana to shoot this guy, so I can kill your thing. That's not the worst. 5 damage for you. So it's not a mirror entity, we know that. So I'm going to try and drop my Koldara Drake. Hope he doesn't get fireballed. Cue the fireball! Or possibly fireball morphed.
Drink the power.
That is neither of those things. Does my Drake get to survive? Yeah, shoot the Drake. Okay, kind of annoying. I have a counterspell, actually. You're counterspelling. So now that's interesting. I haven't hit you with a... that's probably a Vaporize or something. I don't want to lose my guy, but I'm going to do this anyway. But yeah, my Drake's probably going to get Vaporized. Which is dumb, but... Not Vaporized. Is that an early Ice block? Because... it's not a counter spell. It could be a spell bender, because I haven't cast any targeted spells yet.
Is no place for mortals!
That guy's big. This would prevent me from casting the other stuff. I can do this, start getting those, but he's gotta die. Start blasting with these, too. Man. I think... Yeah, opponent's gonna have to kill this. Because I've got the combo here, but I think I'm just gonna do that anyway. So I think I might be able to burn this person down to some degree. I have a lot of stuff that needs to die, and I have a counter spell out, so I can't just get flame striked so easily. In fact, if my opponent would spend a lot of mana on a big spell, they're going to be sad. I am sorry I clapped loudly into the thing. Hey, counterspell! Counterspell is very annoying. Okay. Yeah, that worked out, but I had like all my best kill in the game at the end there, which is why I was getting confident. I'm guessing it's not going to work out quite so easily because that opponent in the future, because that opponent was not playing very hard in the early game. I think they were just going for control mostly. So we'll have to see what happens when I get pressed a little bit more heavily next time.
If you like this, please click the eponymous button. And don't forget to subscribe to Demonac Games for more Hearthstone Arena and other gaming videos.